Okay, so what I want to do today is I'm going to show you the experiment that I would like you to carry out when you get onto campus. In the experiment you're going to use the silver nitrate if you prepared it in the last lab, and so here is a sample of silver nitrate. The crystals are formed in the bottom, and so hopefully you'll be able to use that. But because we're working individually, some of you might be giving a vial that has some silver nitrate in already. And what you're going to do is you're going to make that into a solution and react it with sodium chloride to make a precipitate of silver chloride. So first thing we need to do is we need about 1 gram of sodium chloride, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to either use a weighing boat or a scrap piece of paper, put it on the balance and re-zero it. You can see it's about a 0 now. We say about 1 gram because we're going to do the calculations to work out at the end which one's in excess and which one is a limiting reagent. Notice, put it on, and hopefully, oh that's nice, about 1 spatula gives me 0.96. So we need to write that down somewhere and make a note. I'm going to take that and transfer it into my beaker. And I'm just going to check that that has all gone and I'm back to 0. Okay, so that's good. It's back to 0. That's my sodium chloride. I'm going to re-zero my balance. I'm going to take my silver nitrate, whether it be in my beaker or whether it be in the vial, and put it on my balance. And then going to record that mass. And so in this case it looks a little bit by 14.32 grams. I'm going to take that silver nitrate, open up the vial, if it's in a vial, and add that to my second beaker. What I'm going to do is take my vial and cap and put it back on the balance. And I'm going to record that value as 13.19 grams. So 13.19 grams. And that's what we call weighing by difference, because if I take my original 13.32 and then I subtract, my 14.32 and then subtract my 13.19, I'll get the mass of my sodium, my silver nitrate in the beaker. The next step, and I've already measured out 15 millilitres, is about 15 millilitres to dissolve it up. Right. Silver nitrate is fairly soluble, so I'm just going to start that dissolving process, and then I'm going to do the same with my sodium chloride. I'm going to get down at eye level to make sure that I can read from the meniscus and measure approximately 15 millilitres. And so there we go, and pour it in. I'm going to try and let that shake it up, agitate it, make sure that I can try and get it all to dissolve. I'm going to leave it for a second and let it do itself. I'm going to get a filter, funnel, and put it into a conical flask. Take a filter paper, fold it in half again. You see I now have this quarter of a circle. Either count to 1 and open it up, or count to 3 and open it up. If you count to 2, you'll find out it doesn't work very well. I'm going to place that in, and then use a small amount of distilled water just so that you can actually see it sticks into the filter paper. Whilst that has happened, most, if not all, of my sodium chloride has dissolved, and my silver nitrate. What I'm going to do is, if I'm unsure, I can use a glass rod. I'm now going to add the two together. And we can see, hopefully, a reaction has taken place. And that reaction has made it go cloudy. Our next step is to try and yield all of that solid which has made it go cloudy. And so I'm going to pour it into my funnel, my filter paper, being careful not to overflow. And so we can see I've gone to the top there, and then I'm going to wait. All right. However, you can see here that I still have some solid left in there. So once I get space in my filter paper, I'm just going to wash all of that residue out with a small amount of distilled water. At the same time, if you've used your glass rod to actually help dissolve some of the solid, you would rinse that off as well, trying to make sure that we get all of that solid in there. And that's the practical. Overnight we're going to leave it and we're going to let it dry in the oven, and we're going to measure the mass of the silver nitrate produced. What in that time we're going to do is try and calculate which is a limiting reactant. Is it the 1 gram of silver nitrate or the 1 gram of sodium chloride? And then we're going to predict how much we should have, and by measuring our mass at the end we'll be able to calculate how much we did get, and through that we can see our percentage yield.